All right, hey, I'm here to do another Kimes Ranch training tip. This one's going to be on how to perfect that transition from your fast circles to your small slow, which this could be useful for a lot of disciplines, but we're talking specifically reining. Now I'm using a broke season horse here, stopping in Jersey, old stopper, and I'm going to show you just a few things that I try. So first off, to me, to have a horse to want to go fast or slow, they've got to be relaxed. So for me, I've got to have my horse that guides already pretty well and has a pretty good idea of what he's doing, right? So I'm not going to necessarily be trying to do this on an unbroke 2-year-old. Typically, it's an older horse or a horse that you've had a little riding on. Now, for me, I think the easiest way to get a horse to want to slow down is get him to understand that if they relax, if they slow down, they get to do this right here. This is this horse's favorite thing to do, is stand still. And I think if you can play off of that, keep that in mind, it's an easy thing to work on. What I see oftentimes, riders are working on fast and slow, doesn't go the way they want, so they start pulling that horse and back it up and saying, I want you to be slow and relaxed, dang it. Well, that does the exact opposite. It might work a time or two, having them intimidated, but it's not going to hold up when you go show. So here's what I'm going to show you. Here's what I would try. I'm going to lope off into a fast circle here. Okay, this horse did it perfect this time. So what I'm after is this horse to be running with the quote-unquote break on. So what I want you to do to start off is run one fast circle, and I don't mean 4 or 5 fast circles, just one. Test out where your horse is really at. When you get to the middle, let all the air out of your body, just relax. Your outside leg can stay somewhat close so that horse stays in lead, but just sit down, drop your hand, relax. I used a humming noise to him. You can, or you don't have to do that. You can separate the two and really fine tune this exercise. But for now, let's just say right in the middle, that's going to be this horse's safe spot. When you relax, if he slows down like that horse did right there, stop, freeze, don't do a thing. That is how you're going to build into getting that horse to want to transition down. Now you say, well, my horse doesn't do that right away. 2 approaches to this, okay? Say your horse missed the signal. I'm going to go ahead and simulate. I'm going to do it again, and we'll pretend like stopper's going to miss it. So again, I want to have him slow down, not by me pulling, but by me just relaxing my body, kind of stop pedaling. Okay, let's say I asked him and he didn't. One approach is I'll speed him back up, and I'll make him go around 2 circles. Okay, so the idea is I gave him an opportunity. I showed him a cue, a signal that was for him to slow down. He misses it. I'm not going to punish him, but I'm going to make him work harder. So now I'm going to make him do 2 circles. So now I start working off, this horse. Anybody that's played any sports, you start running enough lines at the end of practice, pretty soon you're wanting to do what the coach says. So I'm going to run him around 2 times. Ask him again. If he even makes a move to slow down at all, you want to reward him. The horse learns off that release like everything else. And then go right back to this same thing right here. Stop and stand. Now, you can only do that so much before your horse gets too tired. So you've got to be a good horseman and pay attention to how hard they're breathing. If you find anything positive, stand right in this middle. This will become a spot that they anticipate a chance to slow down. Now, reining horses, most of the time we don't want anticipation, but a slowdown we absolutely do. Now, one other approach that I might take, go run my fast circle. And you can do whatever you want out here. If you're shaping your horse up or whatever, you can do that. That shouldn't matter. He's dropping in a little bit. I'm moving him out. As for that slowdown right here in the middle, let's say he missed it. Once he gets out of my imaginary box in the middle, I'll go ahead and pick up and pull him to a stop easy. Not jerk him in the ground, but pull him easy. And I'll pull him back to the middle and release. And I think that imaginary box is about 3 strides, okay? And I could do that over and over and over again until that horse starts to figure out that he gets to do this. And trust me, once they figure that out, they will start looking for it. Now, let's say you don't have a lot of time, or the horse isn't getting it. You can start adding different spots in the arena for this particular type deal. So let's say I might do it every half. Speed him up. I'm going to ask him to slow down at the gate. Okay, he missed my signal. I went my 3 strides. I get him stopped the best I can without scaring him. I'm going to back him all the way back up to the spot that I asked for that slowdown, and I'm going to stand. And my thought is I want him to really start going, when I feel that change in my rider, which you got to make sure you have some sort of signal with your body or with your voice, that he gets to stand still. Okay, and then I'd go off and do it again. Back in the middle. And don't be bashful about pushing him. Go ahead and push him, run him. And there, I didn't even hum to him. I just relaxed my body, and this horse just broke right down. I'm going to still back him up to the center, and I'm going to let him stand. I really believe those 2 different approaches are the easiest way to get those transitions the way you want. Now, the part that really makes a difference is how many times are you willing to practice it. It's a repetition game. If you want to get good at it, you've got to practice it, practice it, practice it. I'd also recommend, practicing a little bit faster at home than you will in the show pen. So if you plan on showing at 50 miles an hour when you show, I'd practice at 65 and try to get that horse real dialed in and comfortable. Then you go in the show ring, ask for a little bit less. Everybody's much more confident. So get out there, get some practice in. I hope that helps.